So here are 9 key indicators of Forex. So these key indicators mainly, creates a fluctuation in the chart. So there are 9 important key indicators. So here shown are the 9 key indicators of Forex, which determine or can create fluctuation in the chart. So starting with the interest rates, and before going to further or deep into the session, I want you to know that all these are scams. All these are things that are created by the people on top to keep you busy thinking of these things and work inside these things. So the interest rate is something that is created by the bank to keep the money, and when they are out of money, they tell the people not to withdraw too much, and they keep the people's money inside the bank, and when they are overflowing with money, which is basically they are printed out a lot of money mistakenly, and they tell people to reduce the expenses and give the corporate shall give them more incentives, and the price of the objects or the groceries, everything that is viable will be of less cost. So starting with the interest rate, this is basically something created by the bank. So they increase or decrease the interest rate. So when they increase the interest rate, they tell it is to avoid the credit bubble and to lower the real estate prices and to attract investors. So they can deposit more money in the country. So basically the economy grow and all those things, and to reduce inflation. And why do they increase, or how do they increase the interest rate? It's basically after the inflation. That's how always it happens. And when they cut the interest rate, they tell it is to revive the economy when other options are exhausted, to fight shortage of credit, to fight unemployment, and to push foreigners to move their money somewhere else. So they tell it is to save the economy. They tell it is to so much foreign money are inside our bank or inside our country, we need to pull it out. So in order to that, we need to cut the interest rate. So who is suffering by these cuts and rises? The poor people, the people who are going to 9-to-5 jobs and basically struggling to put food inside their mouth or their kids' mouth, who are really struggling on debts and all those people who are trapped in the matrix. And it's basically, there are some questions that can be raised when taken class, and one of it is what happens when a central bank cuts the interest rate. So the borrowings become cheaper, and it means if loans are cheaper, businesses and consumers could spend more, thus warming the economy. And the corporates shall reduce giving the incentives, so the poor people can keep the money inside the bank, so they don't anticipate they get the incentive and they don't spend their money inside the bank, so they keep their deposit inside the bank and save it. That's how that works. And the basic thing, no mortgage payment, real estate price shall go high, and the decrease in currency rate, investors move their money. These are all the things they say while inflation is in session, to take your money or keep your money. That's how everything works. This is a whole fully 100% rigged system, which it is very hard to escape unless you have, or you have a correct plan to pave your own path to escape the system. You shall escape, or else you'll be trapped for generations. You should not give up if you have a good or really clear path that you have paved. You should walk on it, and you shall never give up, no matter what. so many people don't know how to do it. It's the problem. And some other things that shall happen when you cut the interest rate is that the the currency pairs, when, let's say for example, Swiss francs and euros. So at that, with that currency pair, something is exported from Switzerland to, let's say, France. Let's say the Swiss made watch. So that is exported to the France, and the Swiss franc is more than euros. The France shall have to give more money, a high amount of money to pay, or high amount of money to get this watch. Only then they shall get the watch. It is, unequal. That's basically some consequences that have led to, this much big, that have led to make the system more and more rigged to this level. So when the interest rate decreases, some countries shall make more money, some countries shall go down, or economic eruptions may occur. And in the same way, when the interest rate is rising, it's just the opposite of when it is cut. Lesser borrowings, higher mortgages, low real estate payment, low real estate prices, and increase in currency rate. Investors invest their money, export and import become less competitive. That's what happens. It's basically, they have created a system. They have told these and these are the advantages or merits and demerits of the system, and they play with you or take advantage of the merits and demerits they have told you. They made you believe that there are these kind of merits and demerits, and they take advantage of it. That's what is happening. You don't know it, and how shall you take advantage of this? You can predict what is going on, or what shall come in the next second. If you're good enough in that, you'll make a lot of money in Forex. That's how people become millionaires and billionaires using Forex. It's basically a simple system if you have the power to focus 3 or 4 hours in front of a computer. It's basically simple when you try. And at the beginning I said that the interest rates are controlled by the banks, and specifically US Federal Reserve, European Central Bank, Bank of England, Bank of Japan, Swiss National Bank, Bank of Australia, and Bank of New Zealand. These are the main banks that control the interest system. When they increase, everybody should increase. When they decrease, everybody should decrease. That's how the world is going. And if you can, just think about it, most of the banks are from the West, and the whole world is controlled by the West, except some countries. If you have read or referred something about the creation of money, how the money is created, how it is being supplied inside the world, or made a mandatory thing inside the world, you shall see that the world is controlled by the West, except some countries. So next is about the inflation. We'll talk about it. Until then, stay strong.